Assalamu alaikum. This is my discussion for today's quiz decision theory. This is Jalainie Mahmod from section GG. So for the first problem, letter A, develop an opportunity loss table. So in order to construct a opportunity loss table, we have to first find the maximum or the best payoff under the outcome one by one. So, among the alternatives, the best payoff under the strong market um, would be the 550,000 of large facility. And then for the fair market, the best payoff would be the 129,000 under the medium facility. And then for the poor market, that would be the no facility um, of zero. So we deduct the those amounts from the best payoff. So for the large facility under the strong market, the 550,000 less the 550,000 equals zero. Medium facility 550,000 less 300,000 equals 250,000. The small facility 550,000 less 200,000 equals 350,000. And then the no facility 550,000 less zero equals to 550,000. And then under the fair market, 100 for the large facility, 129,000 less 110,000 equals to 19,000. And then the medium facility, 129,000 less 110,000, that is equals to zero. Small facility, 129,000 less 100,000 equals to 29,000. So no facility, 129,000 less zero equals to 129,000. So for the poor market, the best payoff of zero, since all the others are negatives, so that is zero less negative 310,000 equals to 310,000. Zero for the medium facility, zero less negative 100,000 equals to 100,000. Small facility, zero less negative 32,000 equals 32,000. And then for the no facility, zero less zero equals to zero. B, what is the minimax regret decision? So in order to get the minimax uh, regret decision, we first find and list down the maximum value of each of the each of the following alternatives under the table of regret or the opportunity loss table. So okay, so we have already calculated the opportunity loss table and the amount. So first we have to find na lang the maximum value of each of the alternatives. So under the large facility, the maximum would be the zero under the strong market versus the 19,000 under the fair market versus the poor market of 310,000. The maximum would be the 310,000. And then for the medium facility, 250,000 versus zero versus 100,000, the maximum would be 250,000. And then for the small facility, 350,000 versus 29,000 versus 32,000, the maximum would be 350,000. And then for the no facility, 550,000 versus 129,000 versus zero, the maximum would be 550,000. But in my quiz, I mistakenly put there na zero yung sa maximum, but uh, it was actually 550,000. That is why my answer in letter B, first problem, was no facility, but actually it was medium facility because in Minimax we have to choose the alternative with the lowest value in the list of the maximums. So here, the lowest value among the maximums would be the 250,000. So the final answer is medium facility with the 250,000 amount. But in my quiz, I put there in zero for the no facility. That is why I mistakenly um, uh, answered no facility as the Minimax regret decision. But it was actually medium facility, the final answer. Problem number two was to letter A, construct a decision table. So how did we arrive in this table? So for this, we have stock 11, 12, 13 cases. And then there is a probabilities for the 11, 0.45, for the 12.35, for the 13.20. So there is the demand. Okay, so firstly, so if we have a stock for the stock 11, if we have a demand of 11, so that is we simply multiply it by the profit that we will earn if we were to sell all of the stock 11. So that is 11 multiplied by 35, we get the amount of 385. And then, okay, so if, and then next for the stock 12, if we have a demand of 11, uh, we will incur losses because in the problem stated that for every unsold, it will be discarded. So if there is a if the demand is 385 and then there is a stock of 12, then we deduct the amount of the cost of the stock that has been discarded, which is one stock, which is in which equivalents to 56 uh, amount of cost. So that is 385 plus 56, that is 329. And then for the stock 13, there's a demand of 11, and then um, there is a two stocks that has been discarded. Since only 11, there is only a demand of 11. So if there is a, for the 385 less the um, 56 multiplied by 2, that is 112, less 112, so we get the amount of 273. And then for the demand demand of 12, for 11, we have already same lang nung previous, we have already um, uh, sold the 11 stock. So that is 385. And then for the 12, if there is a 12 demand and there is a 12 stock, that is 12 multiplied by 35 profit. So we get the amount of 420. And then for number for stock 13, if there is a demand of 12, and then we multiply the 12 by 35, which is in 420, and then we have incurred a loss of which one stock has been discarded in the amount of 56. So yung 420, we deduct it with 56, we get the amount of 364. And then next, if we have a demand of 13, and then for the 11, that is same lang ng previous, that is 385. And then for stock 12, that is also 420. And then for stock 13, we have a demand of 13, and then we have a stock 13. So that is 13 multiplied by 35, profit, that is 455. Next, okay, so what is your recommendation course of action? So, here, to determine the course of action that we will use, we have to get the expected monetary value, or the EMV. So how did we arrive to this table? So for the stock 11, the formula is stated therein that 385 multiplied by 0.45% of probabilities plus the 385 under the stock 12, under the 12 multiplied by 0.35 probabilities plus 385 multiplied by 0.20, and we got the 385 expected monetary value under the stock 11. And then that process same goes with the stock 12 and the stock 13. In the stock 12, we arrive in the total amount of expected monetary um, value of 379.5. And then in stock 13, we arrive in 341.25 expected monetary value. So the our decision would be based on the alternative with the highest EMV, with the highest equivalent monetary value, which is the stock 11 with the amount of 385. So the decision or the recommendation course of action that we would take would be the stock 11 cases. How would you change your recommended course of action if no longer stocks has to be discarded? So there is no longer needed to discard the stocks. Okay, so here for the here almost same lang, only few amounts has been changed. So let's focus on those amounts. So here in the stock 12, in the demand of 11, yeah, the demand of 11 na we since there is no need to discard, I mean there is no need to deduct the 56 amount of cost that because there is no there is no longer needs to it no longer needs to be discarded, so we do not incur losses. So simply we just put the 385 amount of stock amount of profit that we have earned with the 11 demand of stocks. So okay, so that same goes with stock 13 with a demand of 11, so that is also 385. We no longer needs to deduct the 112 to 112. So okay, and also another changes is for the demand 12 under stock 13, so that is 420 because we do not need to deduct the 56 amount of cost because we do not incur losses. Here in this course of action, we do not since it needs no longer to it is no longer needs to be discarded the stocks. Um, it only needs to replenish those stocks to that level on every week. So here, okay, so how did we arrive? How did we get the recommended course of action if no longer stocks has to be discarded? So we need to same goes with the previous. We need to get the highest EMV or the expected monetary value. So here for the stock 11, we have the expected monetary value of 385. For the stock 12 with the expected monetary value of 404.25. And then for the stock 13, we have 411.25. And then the amount with the stock with the highest EMV or expected monetary value was the stock 13, which is 411.25. So the decision or the changes in the recommended course of action, if there is no longer needs to discard stocks, then the answer would be the stock 13 cases with EMV of 411.25. We just need to replenish those stocks to this level every week. That would be all. Thank you. God bless.